Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Let's see. Well, it's morning here. It's afternoon, evening even where some of you are. Let's see. Who's in chat already? Gregory, how you doing? Pickles, hey, good to see you, Pickles. Scott, loved that fried turkey rye. Yeah, you know, that thing's gone. Really, it's gone already. It was just yesterday we deep fried that. It's gone. It like went to in-laws. My wife and I literally just stood at the counter eating pieces of it. I just love deep fried turkey. It's so good. Chris Gray from Gloucester, Mass. Nice to see you. Legion, how you doing? Wells Family Homestead, how are you doing? Good to see you. Legion, watching Ryan's live stream. Oh, you're answering. Okay. Dan Reeves, hi. I just watched the fried turkey video. Really great. I need to try this. Yeah, when I received, it's funny, I received my first smoker over 10 years ago as a gift, and I received my first turkey fryer as a gift too. So I got into both those things because someone gave me something. So yeah, that deep fried turkey is awesome. Let's see, Lewis, Calamatis, how you doing? Good to see you. Close, hey, how you doing? Daddy Dutch Barbecue and Cooking, good to see you. So how is everybody today? If you're new here, drop a thing in the chat where you're from. And even if you've been here several times, drop a thing in chat where you're from. That way you can kind of see where everybody's at. I'm always amazed when I see people from, like, not just the States and Canada and Mexico, but, you know, Austria, New Zealand. I think we had someone a week or two ago from Hungary. We've had people from Sweden, Switzerland, Austria. I mean, just all the way around the world. It's pretty amazing. Let's see. Eastwind Farms, how you doing? Any more prime rib? That was good looking prime rib, man. Close. Hi, my chickens have been brining since yesterday afternoon. Gonna smoke them today. Nice. Yeah, Daddy Dutch, you're in Iowa. I think I remember that. Nice. My I'm trying to remember was it my great-grandfather or my grandfather? I think my grandfather was born in Iowa. LaGrange, I think, was the town he was born. I mean, they moved to North Dakota and then Minnesota after that, but he was born in Iowa. I think it was LaGrange. I could be wrong on that, though. Where are we at here? Alexa, good to see you. St. Petersburg. Pickles, I'm old everywhere I go. Yeah, well, I've joined that club, too. You know, once you hit 50 and beyond, well, I think nowadays, if you're like 40 and beyond, you're considered old. But, yeah, I'm in the old club. Mandy Speakman, how are you doing? Mandy, good to see you. Let's see. Close from Carson, California, not far from me. Yeah, I'm in Orange County. You're not too far away at all. Eastwind, New Hampshire. Have you guys been getting snow there yet? I've heard some people getting some good snow in different areas of the Northeast. Dan Reeves from Northwest Iowa. We got a couple Iowas in here. Chris Gray, don't know if you saw my comment, put baby potatoes in my fried turkey. Awesome. Yeah, I did. I left a comment on that comment. I think I said something like, there's nothing wrong with throwing fried, potatoes in there. That's especially, I think you said you put the rub on the potatoes the same as you did the turkey. I do that all the time with potatoes. I will slice them, put a rub on them. Sometimes I'll par cook them a little bit ahead of time, but I'll put a rub on them and either smoke them, fry them, things like that. It's always awesome. Scott is in UK. Nice to have you on board. Let's see. You're 8 hours ahead right now, or 9, because we're on daylight savings time here, so I'm not sure. Or is it 7? So you're a little bit later than we are here right now. Lewis is New Jersey in the house. Chris G, what up, Rye? Hello from Ohio. Me and my wife, Linda, say hello. Hello, Linda. How are you doing? Good to see you. Pickles, Colorado. You know, I was in Colorado a long time ago. Right after high school, some buddies of mine and I decided to take a backpacking trip to the Maroon Bells outside of Aspen. It was awesome. We just loaded stuff in the car. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. Went backpacking. Just had a great time. Let's see where we at here. Lewis, I'm 30 and feel old. It's funny, I'm 54 now, and I still mentally feel about 14. And my wife would confirm that I act about 14. So maybe it's mental age we should count, not, physical age. Let's see. Eastwind Farms, minor flurries. Okay. Yeah, there was someone I watch on YouTube posted a, I don't know if you watch Joe and Zach Survival. He posted a couple photos on Facebook, I think. There was like a before and after. It was like a 24-hour thing or 2-day thing. He said like one picture of the lake one day and one the next, and the next day was like completely iced and over and covered in snow, the entire landscape. And yeah, so it moves quick. Let's see. Jimmy Q, how you doing? Checking in from snowy Ohio. Okay, so you guys are getting the snow now. Jim Littler, hi from chilly Manitoba. Snow on the ground already. Okay, nice. I wish we would get some snow here. I know you guys who have snow all the time go, yeah, you really wish it, but I really wish we would get some snow. We just, not in the cards. Joe's Barbecue House, how you doing? Northwest Indiana, good afternoon, Rye. Going to do a 17-pound brisket hot and fast on the Weber 22 today. You know, the thing is, I've still never done a brisket on my Weber. I've done briskets on several other cookers, but never on my Weber, and I probably should do that. Yeah, I think I need to do that. 17 is a good-sized brisket for the Weber. It's your you say 22-inch? Yeah, that's a good size on there. Yeah, Pickles Barbecue, oh man, another Joe. Yeah, we got a lot of Joes. Scott, it's 7 p.m. Okay, so we're basically 8 hours difference now. All right. Yeah, I know. I don't know. You in the UK don't have that weird daylight savings time thing like we do here. So, like right now, gets darker earlier and lighter earlier in the morning. Mandy Speakman, it's 7 p.m. here, back to normal time. Delana Burcham, hello from Thomasville, North Carolina. Delana, nice to see you. Hilbert, hello from Dutchman in Israel. Nice. How are you doing, Hilbert? Eric Moreno, hey, Rye, that turkey looked delicious, brother. It was. Deep fried, probably, for me. I've been doing deep fried turkeys now for over 10 years. I don't know how many I've done. I mean, maybe 100 by this time, because I always end up making several deep fried turkeys a year. And I mean several for family events, because we do 2 or 3 Thanksgivings a year sometimes here. We do Thursday, Friday, and a few times we've actually done a Saturday, because we go to my wife's family, my sister comes here, family and friends come over. So the deep fryer gets a workout. In fact, my old deep fryer, I had another master built, and it was a mistake on my part. I burned out the bottom of it, so it started leaking. It was, yeah, just not a good deal, but this one's been working for how many years I had this now? About 5. This one, this other Masterbuilt electric, really good. Love it. Really simple and convenient, easy to clean. Got a nice drain plug in it. And I mentioned to someone in a comment, I'm going to be doing a video or releasing a video, I think next week, on draining and reusing oil from a deep fryer when you're doing, deep fried turkey and things like that. There's a couple steps which allow you to save it and use it a few more times. I think the most I've ever reused the oil was 4 times, but I'm most comfortable with 3. And the best way to do it is, I'll show in the video, the best way to do it is you filter it, strain it, and save it in the refrigerator for, maybe a month or 2 or 3. I know some people will keep it longer, but I don't feel comfortable doing it longer than a month or 2, really. Let's see. Let me jump back in here. Horatio, how are you doing? Good to see you. Louis Calamadas, Rye, have you ever done a brisket chili? Perfect chili weather here. I have done brisket chili. It was from brisket that I actually did in the electric smoker years ago, just to had a flat and used the flat for some chili, or part of the flat. I'd like to do point chili, because that would be super tender, super flavorful, but it's hard to get just a point. As you know, a lot of the points when they're separated end up being corned beef and things like that. Let's see. Wells Family Homestead. Remember potato foil and grill wood stove. Let's see. Jimmy Q. Didn't let the flurry stop me from smoking a pork loin roulade, though. Nice. That sounds really good, actually. Hilbert. Just finished smoking and eating a bone in Denver cut. Okay. I got to say that again. You weren't eating a bone in Denver cut. You're eating a bone-in Denver cut. Sometimes the words don't get mushed together right. Louis Calamadas, pop quiz. What is the only state to not have daylight savings time? Arizona. I didn't even have to think of that. I have a lot of friends who are from Arizona, and they brag about that when everybody else has to change the time. It's like, what? Change time? What are you talking about? We don't have to change time. Greg Sitzer, living in New York. Smoking season is almost over, but my beautiful wife Renee is baking me delicious brownies. Nice. Yeah, we're going to be baking, I think for a video tomorrow, we're going to be baking some banana bread and doing something a little extra with it too. It's really good. Some walnut banana bread. Kevin Nash, how are you doing? Afternoon, Rye. Have you done any smoked corned beef to make pastrami? I have. In fact, I have a video on, if you search my channel for, I think it was just pastrami or making pastrami. That's exactly what I did. I took a corned beef, went through the process of, soaking it, draining it, seasoning it, and then smoking it for pastrami. And that was really one of the first times that I wished that I'd had an actual like electric slicer, because to get thin slices of pastrami would have been awesome. It was good, but it's hard without a slicer to get those really good thin slices that pastrami really calls for. So yeah, it's fun to do that. It's actually not that hard to do for anyone who's never done that. If you have a smoker, especially an electric smoker, makes it so easy to make your own pastrami out of a corned beef. Pickles Barbecue, Indiana has split time. Oh, so you have multiple time zones. Okay. Let's see. Chris G, glad you liked that picture of the bacon wrapped pork loin I sent you. It was succulent. Bacon was AFS, but the wife likes crispy better. And you're still married? I mean, I joke about that because my wife loves crispy bacon. You know, I don't. And today, November 10th, is actually our 28th anniversary. 28 years today. Bam. And so if a floppy bacon lover and a crispy bacon lover can make it this far, anyone can. So, yeah. Let's see where we are. Doug Cox, how you doing, Doug? Happy early Veterans Day to all the warriors working on you're working on a smoker barbecue this weekend for the family. Nice. Yeah. My dad was a World War II veteran. In fact, I just took out like his medals and things today to look at them, take a picture. So yeah, my dad served in World War II in the Pacific. He participated in one combat landing. He was part of a military police unit. What was it? The 64th Military Police Company or something like that. They handled prisoners of war. And whatever happened when they reached their destination after being shipped out, they said, we need one platoon to go in a combat landing to handle POWs. And so his was chosen. So as a military policeman, he ended up doing one combat landing in Lingayen Gulf in the Philippines in World War II. So yeah, his was an interesting story. You know, he was his family's all from Sweden, so he spoke Swedish, you know, which is close to German in many ways. And so he was trained as a German interpreter to be sent to Germany. And then when the war in Europe started to turn and they weren't going to need as many, he was shipped to the Pacific as a military policeman to handle POWs. Yeah. Let's see. Louis Calamatas, lol, that was an easy one. Not many people on the East Coast know that. Yeah. Where are we at here? Daddy Dutch Barbecue and Cooking. I have 8 turkeys on my pull behind grill for our church. Nice. I've got to go get 2 more turkeys today just for this coming week. I've got 2 more turkey videos to do, a rotisserie turkey video and a whole smoked turkey on the Oklahoma Joe's Highland video. So I've already done the 1 turkey, the deep fried, 2 more to go this week. And then for Thanksgiving week, for family and everything, I'm doing 3 more, I think. 3 or 4 more. So yeah, it's turkey season here for everybody. But 8, that's nice. Doing that for your church. That's awesome. Let's see. Close says congrats. Thank you very much. Eric says congrats. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, everybody. Eastern Farms. Yeah, I forgot. It's Marine Corps birthday today, too. November 10th. Happy birthday to the USMC. Horatio, way to go, Raya. 28 years. Congrats. Thank you. It's been fun. You know, it's hard to think 28 years. You know, I was 8 years out of high school. And when I think back to that and I go, man, I got married at, 26. That was young. Doesn't seem that young now. There's so many people who get married earlier, and I know a lot of people who are married earlier, but we felt like 26 was early at that time. Let's see. Doug Cox, hoo-ah, 1 is enough. Jim Littler, Daddy Dutch, wish I belonged to your church. Yeah, if someone's bringing 8 turkeys to church, that's an awesome person, I gotta say. Louis Calamatis, my wife is a vegetarian and I have an addiction to meat. Well, we are currently on year 3. So far, so good. Here's the thing. I love vegetables. And I think I might have mentioned this in a previous live stream. I'm doing a video coming up on, well, no, I don't want to, maybe I didn't mention it. Let's just say it involves bacon and something that you know, is almost sacrilegious to combine it with, but it's going to be. I might have mentioned it, but I don't want to say it again just in case I didn't, because when the video comes out, I'd like people to enjoy it without knowing what it was. But yeah, I'm going to have some fun with that one too. So, no, I love a good veggie burger. There was a restaurant, and I can't remember the name, years ago that I had probably one of the best burgers I've ever had, and it was a black bean burger. It was just really good. Really, really good. Daddy Dutch, I will cook 20 turkeys and all. Okay, you've got me beat. Yeah, you've got me beat by at least double. Wow, that's a lot of turkeys. Doug Cox, everyone smack that thumbs up button. Yeah, if you're enjoying stuff, give us a thumbs up. Let us know, you know, that I'm doing a good job, and YouTube likes to see that people are enjoying the live streams. Oh, and I want to remind you all that on November 21st, which is the day before Thanksgiving, I'm going to be doing an extra live stream. It'll be at 4 p.m. Pacific. So, what, 7 o'clock East Coast time, or in Arizona. I don't know what time you're yeah, I'll be doing a live stream that day starting at 4. I'm not really going to set a time limit on it. I'm just going to keep going. We can talk Thanksgiving food. We can talk anything anyone wants, you know. It doesn't even have to be about food. It can be about the holidays. It can be about Christmas movies. It can be anything, you know. So I'm just planning to get on at 4 o'clock, have a good time. It's probably the one day that week that I won't be cooking. So I'm going to enjoy it, let's just say. Yeah. Where are we at here? Close, time to get the smoker ready. Have a great day, Ryan, everyone else. Thank you, Close, for stopping by. Have fun on that smoker, man. Enjoy it. Chris G, bacon wrap tofu. Did I mention it? Because that is it, actually. I think I might have mentioned it's a smoked tofu. Smoking the tofu, wrapped in bacon, doing some other stuff with it. So, yeah, okay. If you were guessing, that's a good guess. If you heard it from me, well then, okay. Eastwind Farms, bacon wrap bacon. I've done that before, and it's really good, actually. What you do is, if you've never made bacon wrap bacon, you take and you make a crispy piece, okay, a crispy piece, and that becomes your handle. And it's best if you frying it in a pan and you have a press on it so it really stays flat. Get it nice and crispy, and then you take that piece and you wrap that with more thin cut bacon, and you can do it 2 ways. Well, it's actually 3. You can fry that in the pan, you could put it in the oven and cook it, or you can deep fry it by holding it down in the oil, just that top part, like a little meat popsicle. Really good if you've never made bacon wrap bacon. And then some people I know will then take that piece when it's still hot, the floppy piece that's wrapped around, and roll it in like brown sugar and stuff like that. So really good stuff, yeah. Where are we at here? Let me get caught up. Hilbert, is it necessary to brine a turkey before smoking it, or can you do without? Yeah, you can do without. I don't brine whole turkeys. Some people do. I'll brine turkey pieces, but I get great results without brining. You know, the key is good seasoning, good moisture. If you have trouble with a turkey that dries out, consider injecting it one time and try that. But it's really about temperature control and getting the turkey out when it's done, and keeping moisture in the chamber too. I'll be doing a smoked turkey on the Oklahoma Joe's Highland this next week for a video, so I'll show some of that stuff on, you know, keeping moisture in the chamber and still trying to get a little bit of a crispy skin, even though in a smoker, and if you're not running high heat, you're really not going to get a super crispy skin, but you can get a skin that's not rubbery, which is really a good goal when you're talking about smoking a turkey. Louis Calamatis, yeah, man, I love veggies, good stuff. Ever wrap Brussels sprouts and bacon? Yeah, we do a bacon Brussels sprout cranberry recipe, which is really good. We're going to do a video on that. When I say we, I see my wife and I, because she's 100% involved in all the stuff that I do. In fact, a lot of the, if you've watched any of my little short videos, the Quick Take Tuesday videos that I try and put out every Tuesday, half the time she's the one in there, you know, doing the chopping and the cooking and stuff. Let's see. My Family Videos. Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Good to see you. Mandy Speakman. I was pescatarian for 12 years until Glenn bought the Oklahoma Joe. Yeah, I love fish. I do. But I'd have a real hard time not having other sorts of meat. You know, I asked myself this question. if I had to give up, beef, pork, or say chicken, which one of those three could I give up? And I have to say I could give up chicken before the other two. That's probably the worst choice health-wise, I know, but that's just the truth. Let's see. Chris G, make sure if you brine, you only brine a fresh turkey. A lot of market turkeys are brined at the factories. Yeah, that's the hard part. When you're getting a turkey these days, you don't know unless they are honest in their packaging and in their advertising what's already been done to that turkey. You will get turkeys that have been just shot up with salt solutions. I mean, they call it a brine, but all they're doing is shooting it full of salt water. So if you can get a fresh turkey, especially an organic fresh turkey that has no other processing, that's the best one to do if you're really shooting for a top quality, juicy bird that you're going to brine. So good, yeah, good point. Doug Cox, can guests stop by with food and drink on the turkey live stream? I'd love to do a turkey live stream. I don't know that that's not going to be my first live cooking one. I think my first live cooking one will be, the weather's changing, and I've always mentioned that in here, that's part of the thing. The live setup totally works. Tested it again next week. I just need to do one run through outside. I think my first cooking live stream is just going to be tri-tip live. I'm going to do a tri-tip completely from start to finish live on the kettle. That'll be fun. That'll be easy. Gives enough downtime to sit down and chat while it's cooking, showing my 110 sear method and things like that. So yeah, I think it's going to be a tri-tip live when I do that first. Let's see. Chris G, you were just guessing? Crap! So I could have said, no, you're wrong, and then surprised everybody. Oh, man. Chris Charshow, how you doing, Chris? Congrats on your anniversary. Could share some tips for running your Weber kettle with a charcoal basket the way you do, such as how many coals to start with, how often, and how many to refuel with. Excuse me. If you're talking about the little briquette baskets, if you're using one of them, and a lot of times I'll just use one because that really helps in keeping sort of towards the low and slow angle part. If you're shooting for, 220 to 250, 260, really I start with about, I think it's somewhere around 15 briquettes in there. And a lot of the time I won't start them in the chimney and pour them in. I will put them in there and I'll light them with my propane torch. I find what happens then is that it starts to build the heat a little slower, so it's not going to start right away. But it allows that heat to build slowly and not spike. The kettle temperature isn't spiking to like 300 degrees if you're shooting for low and slow. So I'll start with probably about 15 briquettes. I can always add more. It's a lot harder to take them out. That also leaves room if you're going to use any pieces of wood for smoking. So that's in there. And yeah, I mean, I would start with about 15. Really, when you add them, it's when the temperature starts to drop. If I'm shooting for, say, 250 and I'm using a briquette basket, when that temperature starts to, maybe gets to 240, when it's about 10 degrees below, I'll open it up and I'll put like 5 more briquettes in, close it up, and that usually starts carrying you up through there. The other thing with those briquette baskets, what I like to do is I have a pair of tongs which are just for charcoal. I'll reach down and I'll shake it with the tongs to knock any of the ash out of the basket, and that really improves the airflow through the bottom of it. Yeah. And again, how often? It's just when the temperature starts to go below what your target temperature is. Riddell, what food is good to cook with post oak? I love cooking beef with post oak. That's my favorite, but I've used it on chicken. It's really good on everything. I don't think it's the best on pork. I know some people disagree with me on that, but I think it's best with beef. That's how I really like it. I think there's just something about that post oak flavor in there. And I've used post oak on non-meat dishes. In fact, I think when I just did the stuffing video the other day, I used post oak. And that really was good, absorbed into the moisture on the top of the stuffing. Really good. Horatio, right, planning on making a brisket, yet I feel somewhat intimidated by it, afraid it won't come out nice. Any recommendations on the Weber kettle? Yeah, start slow. Make sure your temperature is low enough. You can always raise that temperature if you need to. Make sure you have moisture in the chamber. Put a pan below it, a drip pan, but fill that drip pan with water. Give it a good inch, inch and a half of water in there to help keep moisture in the chamber. Really what you're doing when you're doing it in the kettle is you're just trying to maintain the same sort of conditions you would have in an offset or a pellet grill or anything like that. So don't obsess over the temperature going, like this. If you're shooting for, say, 225, if your temperature goes to 250, don't worry about it. If it starts to go higher, then you can adjust your vents. If it starts dropping, you know, add a little more charcoal, but don't obsess about it. I mean, I honestly, the more I smoke, the more I do things, the less I'm concerned about, you know, those things that people, when you start out, and I've even preached it before too, the things like, you know, thin blue smoke, maintaining 225 all the time, things like that. You're going to be cooking in a range from here to here. Your smoke is not always going to be thin and blue. Really, it's to enjoy the process, take the time, and if you just let it have the time it needs, it's going to turn out okay. It really is. Follow the same procedure you would for in an offset. Let's see. Chris G, I use beef with post oak. Yeah, I agree. Dwayne, how are you doing? Good to see you. Legion, I love those videos. Thiago Diaz Facin, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hi, nice to meet you. Do you know Grumpus on Fire? Amazing vids. I do not. I'll have to look that up. I'll check it out. Pickles, injections for turkeys are great. Yeah, I've injected before. I prefer not to inject anything if I can avoid it. Part of it's just with, you know, the mess, and if I can get the flavor the other way. But honestly, if you've got a turkey that you're not sure about and your method may not be able to maintain steady temperature, you're not able to brine, injection definitely can give you a lot of flavor, a lot of moisture in that turkey. Totally. Bottle Cap Barbecue, how you doing? Good to see you. Dwayne, beef, chicken, or pork? I would have a tough time giving up all three. Beef would be hard to give up. Yeah. Like I said, that's why I'd have to choose chicken. You know, that would still be tough. There's a lot of good chicken I love, but beef and pork, man, it would be hard. My family videos. Don't forget to hit the like button. Bye, guys. Happy weekend. Catch you in your next live ride. Thank you much, and enjoy. You're in work mode. Okay, well, try and have fun at work, but appreciate the stopping by. Kevin Nash, smoking turkey, you need to keep the internal temperature safe for that 40 to 140 rule. Yeah, I mean, what you're doing, the whole idea of a turkey, you want to raise the temperature. If you're cooking at, say, 275 to 300, which is a good temperature for turkey, unless you've got pieces and you're smoking it and you're more around the 250, it's going to get done quicker. You want to get, you know, you want to get your turkey temperature up to 140 degrees within a reasonable amount of time. That's one of those safety recommendations, which is a good idea. It doesn't always happen, but the key is at the end is to get your turkey to that 165, because once you hit 165, you know, you've basically killed all the bacteria that, or the majority of bacteria that wouldn't normally threaten you. So you want to try and follow those rules, but sometimes it's hard. Honestly, though, if you're cooking a turkey normally, in a smoker that's got good temp, an oven, a deep fryer, obviously, you're not gonna have trouble reaching that 140 right away. Or when I say right away, I mean within probably 45 minutes. You're gonna start getting up there, and the rest is gonna finish. Especially when you have an open turkey, when the cavity's not stuffed, because you're allowing that heat to get in there. If you have a stuffing or something in there that's cold, it's gonna take longer for those inner portions of the turkey to reach those safer temperatures. Let's see. Let me get caught up here. Easy Bake. Hello, Ryan. Bat Cow. There is a new Bat Cow animation with a visitor if we end up with a Meat Fund donation today. I said I would try and get it done, and I did get the animation done. Chris G. My wife suggested I start a cooking channel based around running my smoker Oklahoma Joe's Highland in the winter when it's really cold. I think people would watch that. You know, it's funny, in Southern California, we don't have to deal with snow, and we a lot of times don't have to deal with rain. But I remember when we lived where we lived before here, my neighbor would, you know, be on his grill in his backyard. I'd be on my grill in my backyard. It would be pouring rain, and we'd be talking over the fence. And it's just like, you know, rainy California, and you're standing outside in your flip-flops and shorts grilling. So I love that. I mean, that's part of the fun of, you know, smoking and grilling and being outside and cooking food. Are those weird, you know, times you do it, you know, in a blizzard. I saw this one picture, I think it was a picture or video, of a guy who had like his kettle right here on his patio. He had shoveled a path out to and around it, and there was probably 5 feet of snow around the whole thing. And he was out there grilling on the kettle with 5 feet of snow around him. It was great. Let's see. Let me get caught up here. Pickles, you're going to be doing it in the snow. Yeah, that works. Thiago Diaz Facin, you did. Oh, okay. Wow. I'm glad I got that pronounced right. Doug Cox. Yep. Get into the smoking, cooking by drinking first. This helps produce that Zen-like mindset needed for a laid-back, successful cook. Dwayne, how is the wildfire situation down there? I hope things get better. We don't have any fires right near us. Really bad fires up in Malibu, Thousand Oaks area, Westlake Village, and really, really bad fires up in Northern California, near Nevada. Entire towns flattened by fire, just gone. I mean, everything, the McDonald's, the church, the schools, every house, gone, just completely gone. A lot of houses burned out in Malibu and in the canyons there. So yeah, we had really bad winds the last couple days. In fact, I was originally going to do my smoked turkey video in the Oklahoma Joe's Highland 2 days ago, and I switched it to the deep fried because I wasn't willing to light that thing up in the winds we were having. It just wasn't a safe choice to make. So yeah, it's calm today. We don't really have, too much winds looking outside. No, just a breeze, but it was bad the last couple of days. Marsha Probst, how you doing, Marsha? Been thinking of surprising my folks with smoked turkey legs. There is currently snow everywhere, so it will take commitment, but here's hoping. Yeah, I know when it's snowing, I hear from people, but if you can, man, turkey legs are great, especially just on the kettle. If you have a kettle to use, it's just easy. It's great. Bottle Cap Barbecue, smoke my first turkey tomorrow. First time cooking turkey, period. Well, enjoy it. Smoking's a great way to cook a turkey. I mean, it really is. Great flavor. The skin, with moisture on the skin, it will absorb that smoke flavor. And you'll get good color. Enjoy it. Thiago, hey, Ray, I'm showing your vids to my wife, trying to convince her that we need an offset smoker. Hey, an offset is a fun thing. If you don't have one, you can do plenty of good stuff with a kettle or any sort of barbecue. But yeah, an offset's fun to work with. Uh-oh. Hold on. Looks like Bat Cow is going to make an appearance. The new Bat Cow animation. Let me get this ready here. As I promised, there's going to be a new character added to the mix. We had started with just Bat Cow. And then we had Bat Cow and what were we calling him? Pig Robin? Pig Robin. Viewers, I give to you Chicken Joker. Oh, is that going? I'm not seeing it. Hold on. There we go.
Oh no, Bat Cow!
You're mine now, piggy.
Did that whole thing show on my end? It looked like the whole thing got cut off. Did it show? If I'm gonna play it one more time here just to make sure. Let me get back here for a second here just to make sure we've got. I want to make sure it shows. All right, here we go.
Bat Cow thanks you.
Right on, Bat Cow.
Oh no, Bat Cow!
You're mine now, piggy.
There is the new mix, a new character in the mix, Chicken Joker. So I don't know how many more animated faces I can fit on that little screen there. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Because let's see, which other ones could there be? You've got, Bat Cow, Pig Robin, Chicken Joker. Who could be the Riddler? I mean, what would be a good, barbecue-based, villain? Let's see. Pickle says, you smoke in the snow and your WSM wind is worse than cold. Yeah, I agree with you. The wind can be the thing that really messes you up in a cook. Yeah. And Kevin Nash, people in cold weather areas might want a smoker that has a bit thicker steel than Oklahoma Joe's. Yeah, I've seen people actually use like welding blankets on a thinner weld smoker. If I lived in a colder thing and that's all I had, I'd probably have to use like an insulation blanket on it. Yeah. Doug Cox, that Bat Cow, pig, and choking chicken. I could do a turkey villain. Wow. Yeah, like Riddler Turkey. Or something. Who's another good villain from there? I mean, the Joker was my favorite. So, I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyway, there was our appearance of Chicken Joker. And Easy Big Barbecue, thank you very much for the donation to the Meat Fund. I appreciate it. And you letting Chicken Joker out of his cage. So, I think there's some drama going on there now. I mean, Bat Cow has been kicked out of the picture. And, Pig Robin is left with Chicken Joker. Something's going to happen, in the next couple weeks to move this story forward. So we'll see what happens. David Bowler. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Chris G. Ribeye Riddler. I like that. Okay. Wow. I'm going to do a animated ribeye. I'll have to work on that. David Browder, how you doing? I live in a condo. I can't smoke anything. Yeah, it's a bummer. There's a guy on YouTube, and what is his name? I think his channel is like Fire Escape Griller. If you've never seen him, go look at him. His videos. It's pretty funny. It's always like he's always like, don't do this. Don't ever do this. He's grilling on a fire escape. I think he lives in like Manhattan, in Brooklyn, and he's grilling on his fire escape. So yeah, I feel for you. I remember living in a townhouse, and we crammed like our little grill like out in the front, right next to the front door. It was about the only spot we could fit it. So yeah. Easy Bake Barbecue, Penguin. Well, let's see. Riddler the Griddler, Jim says. Doug Cox, my hound is watching and growled when he heard that death chicken. I don't know. I think I did a decent job making the chicken look like the Joker. That took a long time, I got to tell you. I have zero artistic abilities. And actually getting that chicken in profile to kind of look a little like the more modern version of the Joker, I think I did a decent job on it. I was kind of happy with that, yeah. Let's see. Easy Bake Barbecue. It's Fire Escape Griller. Yeah, that's the one. Marsha Probes. LMAO, my dogs are snoring. My dogs, they don't snore. My one dog, who is part Beagle, but a very small part, he's a Vizsla Beagle mix, so he's like a rust color. He does not howl, like Beagles are known to howl sometimes, except in his sleep. When he's dreaming, sometimes we'll be in bed and we'll hear in the middle of the night, oh, oh, oh. That's the only time he howls, is when he's sleeping and dreaming. It's awesome. David Browder, not allowed to do it on the terrace. Yeah, I don't think the Fire Escape Griller guy's allowed to do it too, but he still does it. Yeah. Eastwind Farms, thanks for I gotta go. Have a great day. Thank you very much for stopping by. Go make some more of that prime rib, man. Oh, wait. We got to get to the pictures. I totally forgot. We got to do viewer photos. Let's see. Legion, man. It's spot on. Cool. I hope that's what's in. Wells Family Homestead. Could you grill smoke at the closest park? We used to do that. That's a good suggestion, David. I know it's not perfect, but we used to. There's a park down the street we used to live in. They have grills there. We used to go down there and grill take a bag of charcoal. That Easy Light charcoal. You just throw the bag in there, light it up. You got flames going everywhere. Yeah. Ben M., how are you doing? Good to see you. Okay, we're going to move over to viewer slides now, viewer pictures. If you have never submitted a picture and you want to be featured on a live stream, two ways to do it. You can go to my Facebook page. The link is on the screen there, /Cooking with Ryan, RYNE. And you can private message me a photo. And in the message with the photo, say, I give you permission to show the photo and use it in your live stream, and we'll try and feature it in an upcoming live stream. Other thing you can do is go to my YouTube page, the About section. There's a little link down there that says show email link or view email. Click that. You can email me the pictures, same thing, saying I can use them, giving me permission, and we'll do that. All right, so let us get into some viewer slides, viewer pictures here. And Thiago, I see your donation, and we'll catch that right after viewer slides. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Maybe we can get some money to a Wagyu brisket smoke. Wagyu, yeah, that's a little pricey, but that would be awesome to do. All right, so I'll get to your bat cow showing in just a minute here. Hold on. Let's get into some pictures. All right, first up we have Bearded Dragon Mama, and I don't think Dragon Mama's in here right now. I don't think I've seen you, but can anyone guess what this is? Now, I know there's a little delay between me saying this and it showing up in the chat, but if you know what that is, drop it in the chat. I'm going to count to 10 here, and we'll see if anyone gets it in the chat before I tell you what that actually is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is squirrel. I think that is honey butter squirrel, if I remember correctly from the message with it. So, yeah, squirrel. It looks good. You know what it looks like to me? It looks like orange chicken, like you'd get at a Chinese restaurant. I've never had squirrel. That would be interesting to try. All right, let's see. Here we go. Bud Light Daddy Juan. I don't think I've seen you in here tonight. Some really nice looking chickens here. Really nice. And those are stacked on. I think this is Smoky Joe you're using here, I think you said. There's the finished product. That's a nice color on that chicken. Really nice. All over, same color. Look at that. Looks like good meat to me. That looks nice and juicy with those potatoes there. Really good. Juan, if you're in here, man, good job. And there's the shot when they are all on there. Look at that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think he said 10. They do 10 chickens. Wow. And this was, if I remember correctly from his message, I really wish you were in here, Juan. This was a smoker either he and his dad built or his dad built a long time ago. And look at that thing. That thing has got character coming out of every seam. Look at that. That is just an awesome looking smoker. Love that. Chris Gates, looks like some bacon wrapped tenderloin, I believe. Chris, are you in here? I can't remember. I think that was bacon wrapped pork tenderloin. It looks really good. Nice color on that. Looks like you had a good sauce on there too, I'm assuming. Really good looking. Horatio, Horatio, I know you were in here. I hope you're still here. We got some ribs from Horatio. Nice pullback on the bones too. Look at that. And this was, I think you said this was the rub you were using, Rub Rojo. Nice. Nice. That looks authentic, man. Nice. Oh. Look at the ribs and look at the beef, man. There's nothing wrong with that photo. Look at that. That's like a snack. Beautiful, Horatio. Really good looking. Look at that. And do you have a couple potatoes? Wait, I didn't even notice this. Horatio, are you still in here? Do you have a couple potatoes wrapped in foil down there in the coals too? That's what I'm just noticing right now. Wow, well done, man. Tim Van Dyke. Tim, I just saw you, so I know you're here. Look at that. If I remember correctly, this was a 8-pound pork butt. Was this an 8? Tim, drop it in there. I think you said this was an 8-pound pork butt. Looking good. Getting good color there, man. Nice. Even better color. Wow. Looking good. Finished product. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And the pull. Look at that. Nice pull. Good bark on that too. Look at that bark on that meat when you pulled it. Awesome. Will Hernandez. Nice chicken getting ready to go. Look at that, all rubbed up. Nice coverage. Let's see. Oh, look at that color. Look at that. That is beautiful, Will. Will, are you in here? Oh, man, that's beautiful. Really good job. Really good job. And we are back to the squirrels, which takes us back to the beginning. Let me get back to my main screen here. And thank you, everybody, for sending them. Remember, message me through Facebook with the pictures, or use the email link in the about page of my YouTube page, and just say I can use them in a live stream. And I'd love to show photos. I think we now are officially over 200 photos that have been featured on the live stream since I started in July. That's awesome. And hold on, we have a donation to the Meat Fund from Thiago. I still hope I'm saying it. Thiago. Here we go. Another appearance of Bat Cow, Pig Robin, and Chicken Joker.
Bat Cow thanks you.
Right on, Bat Cow.
Oh no, Bat Cow.
You're mine now, piggy.
Thank you very much for the donation, Thiago. We'll start working towards that Wagyu brisket. Yeah, but I appreciate that. All right, let me jump in here, make sure if I got lost anything, I missed anything. Let's see. Marsha probes your beagle mix is defective on the beagle bits. He makes up for it in cuteness, though. Tim Van Dyke. Hey, Rye, I was prepping a 17-pound brisket for a cook tonight, and the time got away from me. Hope all is doing well. Hey, 17-pounder, nice one. Yeah, I see everybody was guessing chicken, chicken, chicken. Yeah, that's what it looked like to me too. It looked like a chicken. Squirrel is an overgrown rat. There's a squirrel that runs by outside my office about every other day, stealing. It depends on what's in season. If the figs are in season on the tree, he'll go for figs. There's some loquats out there. He'll go for loquats sometimes. So there's some dates. So yeah. Chris G, haha, my wife screaming, oh no, she didn't. Dwayne, squirrel, I thought it was Chinese food. I did too when I first saw the picture. It's pretty, it looks like orange chicken from a Chinese restaurant. Pickles, the old smoky. Yep, that's it. Chris G, so that was pork loin. Looked really good, man. Awesome color on that. Ted Jackson, hey from Boston. Ted, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Hilbert, can you buy squirrel in the U.S.? I don't know if you can buy squirrel. I've never seen squirrel available, but you can hunt squirrel, you know. I'm assuming that's what was there. It was just harvested. Nigel, Horatio is a cool name. It certainly is. Horatio Ramirez, yes, and onions. So you had potatoes under there and onions. Really good, man. I missed that. And I was only looking at it on the screen here, and I said, wait a minute, there's something wrapped in foil down there. But that shot on the grill with those 2 hunks of meat with the rib, that was a really good shot, man. Really good. You could be my neighbor any day with a photo like that. Tim Van Dyke says, looking great. Absolutely. Marsha Probst, you can hunt squirrel. I don't know where you could buy it. Yeah. Tim Van Dyke, it was an 8-pounder. I thought I remembered that. Yeah, nice looking pork butt, man. Chris G, you can't buy game hunted in Ohio. Okay, interesting. Dwayne says, great looking food there. It always is great looking food when people send stuff in, man. I agree. Totally awesome. I love everybody sending in. I got to thank my friend Russell for Raspberry Rock. I don't think he's here today. It was his suggestion originally. He said, hey, why don't you have people send in photos and you can put them on the live stream? Absolutely awesome, awesome suggestion. I've loved doing that. I'll keep loving doing it as long as I do these. Let's see. Tim Van Dyke says, nice bird, Will. It absolutely was a nice looking bird that Will had there. Horatio, very nice pictures. Everything looks awesome. Absolutely, man. Nigel, bat cow, crying. Wells Family Homestead, there's nothing better than a potato on a grill or wood stove. I agree with you. Totally 100% agree with you. Yeah. Jimmy Q, if you go to a standalone meat market, ask the butcher for squirrel as they don't typically put it out. Interesting. I think that would also be dependent on areas of the country that's, you know, more prevalent for any sort of hunting. Like in my area, almost all game meat is brought in by specialty butchers or people who brought it in after going on a hunting trip. There's just not as much hunting in, you know, Southern California as there used to be. Further northern California, you will, Arizona, things like that. But in Southern California, it's just not. Yeah. Let's see. Only Chevy, how are you doing? Good to see you. When I was a kid, I cooked squirrel with barbecue shake and bake. Nice. Hey. The Culinary Cookhouse, how you doing? Good to see you. How's everything going? I was watching your live stream the other day when everybody was commenting in the, hey, is that mulch behind you? All those bags, and it was like, no, those are pellets for the pellet stove. Yeah, that's awesome. I like that setup you have in your man cave garage there with the stove. I think I said I'd put like a pot of apple cider or something on there, man. That looks nice. Let's see. Chris G, I always love wrapping corn on the cob and potatoes and throwing them in the coals. Yeah, that caveman style cooking. Nothing wrong with that. Culinary Cookhouse. You're saying you had a great night, rough morning. Okay. Oh wait, you did did you do the pub crawl live stream the other night? I caught that after the fact. I think I saw the notification for that. Is that what they're talking about? Rough night? Let me see. Let me check the time here. Okay, we're getting close to time where I've got to sort of start wrapping this up because it's the anniversary day here. My wife and I are heading out in a little bit. We're going out with her sister and brother-in-law. Going to hang out, do some fun stuff for our anniversary. And so, yeah, it's going to be a fun day, fun evening. I'm actually not cooking anything more today. It's like a day off from cooking, although back in the trenches tomorrow. So, yeah. Everybody, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Hit that thumbs up, before you go. Just having a great time. And remember, the 21st, I'll still be doing a live stream next Saturday on the 17th. But on the 21st, the day before Thanksgiving at 4 p.m. Pacific, if you're around and you just want to hang out, I'm going to be doing a live stream that day, talking about food, cooking, anything anybody wants to. You know, we're deep into the holiday season here in the U.S., so it's time to just have some fun, hang out, have a good time, and, you know, enjoy things. So, once again, let me just check chat, see if there's any last-minute questions or anything. Yeah, Culinary Cookhouse, Mike, do that cider. I think that would smell great in your man cave there. That'd smell awesome. March Pros, most people in Michigan I know don't eat squirrel because it's a lot of work for very gamey meat. Huh? I can get that. Pub crawl live stream. You're a braver man than I am, man. I don't drink, but if I drank, I don't know that I would do that. I don't think I'd have the guts to do that. Yeah. Let's see. Everybody else saying happy anniversaries to me. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So once again, everybody, thank you for stopping by. Great photos this week. Great conversation. Thank you for the donations to the Meat Fund. Chicken Joker thanks you. We'll have to see what sort of animation I can come up with to carry on the story. And thanks again. Check out my video that I put out this morning, the deep fried turkey one, if you haven't seen it yet. Everybody have a great day. I'll see you next week.